admin.php. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Yeah, let me close these unwanted folders. Let me open our project. The templates are here and the project is there. All right. Okay, let's start. Okay. Hello and how are you? My name is Muhindo and I welcome you to our 7th lecture of creating a complete hotel management system using PHP, MySQL and HTML without using any framework. So we're building things from basics. So we started this with the very first video and now we are the video 7. If this is your first video to watch, then I recommend you to first go back to the very video that you started with. This video 1, and make sure that you practice and make sure that you get started with the basics and also downloading the code that we begin with, such as the templates. So if you've been following, then you're doing the right thing. And today we're going to proceed from where we stopped in the previous lecture. So without wasting much time, let me go ahead and do our 40 minutes, and I'll start our counter, and then I'll go ahead and open our I'll open our browser there. See, our project is there, and then I'll open the code. You see the code of our project. So yesterday we were able to upload product categories, as well as submitting the photo of the product, and also being able to do what, to display it here. So let's go ahead and proceed now. So you can be able to add a product, a room category. For example, let's go ahead and put here, for example, and say let me do a fake filler. See, that's template 2, and then I can go ahead and add some image here. Okay, let me go ahead and add some image here, and then I go ahead and submit. So you see, it can send a message, it has been submitted successfully. And if you go to our database and go to HotelPro, you will see that if you come to room categories, we're able to get the room category here, and it is.
I cannot see your screen.
It is showing this respective image. Alright, sorry, I forgot to share the screen. Okay, sorry about that, but I've been recording, don't worry. So you can see that the room category was attached there. It is there, right? So even the photo, it came in. So right now we want to now do the presentation, displaying these room categories here. I want to display those categories here, and then we work on the edit logic. So once we finish all the create, update, read logic, then we shall go ahead and proceed now to the room creation themselves. Right, and that will make our listing, it will make our life simple. So here I want to put the room here, the room categories, I want to put them here. So let's go ahead and get the ideas and look at the different ideas of the listing, or the page listing that we might need. So I'll go to our first Bootstrap template. So go ahead and search fresh Bootstrap template. That's the one that you're using. However, I can use the one that I gave you. Let me visit it, and then we go to the demo, and then we get inspiration of which table we should use. So let's come to the tables. Table. So you have here, tables are here. These are the forms. So these are the tables. These are form layouts, different types of forms. Okay. Let's look at tables. Tables are here. So you have this basic table, this basic table, let's see if we can do data tables. So you have these data tables also. Yes, I see you're putting your arm up. So you have these data tables. We can use these data tables to maybe present, to display what you want. However, it can be a little bit hectic, but you can use the data tables. Alright, let me see. To save time, let's first begin with basic tables, and then we can change to data tables later. Right, let me see. Let's write data tables, and then if we successfully finish it, we can proceed. If it disturbs us, we can begin with the normal tables. Okay, let's do data tables for the starters. Let's begin with that basic data tables. Alright, so this is the data table that they have. So let's see if we can get it. Now we'll come to our category listing. This is a category listing. It is here. These are room categories. and I want to put here our data table. So let's see if we can get this file of data table. It is named as tables basics.html. Okay, so I'll come to our template, try to search table basics.html. So it is here, but for it is having TMP. So I'll go ahead and rename it and remove this TMP. So this table is in the template that I shared with you. All right, is in the template that I shared with you. So let me go ahead and open it. So I'll go ahead and remove these top things. I can just simply undo the renaming and just create a new file. Or let's try to save it as and see if it will work. So Ctrl Shift S, and then I remove TMP. I think that should work now. Yeah, that one has worked. So you Ctrl Shift S and remove TMP if it is there. So let me remove all these top things, and that is our table now. I'm going to go ahead and get the table itself. So we have here data table with buttons, and then you have complex headers, group rating, whatever. Okay, let's just begin in this data table with buttons and see how to work with this. So we shall come here and get this. So it starts from here, data table with buttons. It starts from here and then it ends here. Alright, so let me go ahead and copy that. So I'll copy that with its respective card. Okay, so let me copy it. Can get this title, but okay, we shall come to the title later. Just get this. So I'll come to our project, this one here. So I'll come to our project. Remember, this is just a template, so I'm just copying that data table. Remember, I shared with you this template as well. So I'll just collapse this whole data table and copy the data tables only. Can just copy the card, this card of the data table. So it is this one and this. Okay, it starts here and it's end here, so I can just copy even its comment. So after copying it, I'll come to our room categories list here. Okay, so in below here, between this, I can go ahead and paste there the data table. So that's what we have right now. Okay, so that is okay. Now let's go ahead and see what we have right now. If I come on now and refresh, let's go ahead and refresh and see what we have. So we have just plain data. We have just a plain table with no data. Alright, so let's see how the data was added there. So it's going to be complex. So we have here didn't see the word data table with buttons. I wanted to see it. Let's go back here. In comments. All right, so let us see page view. So let us see the JS that are being added to that level. So if we come back to this template, so expecting the data. So here there's a script of data table that is being added. So there are two things that have to be added. One is the script of the data table, okay, and then two is the script of the table itself. So let's go ahead and load that data table script and see if it will come. So I'll come back to our categories. Let me come to bottom here. I can just come here before the bottom and try to, let's add it from here. Alright, so come here and remove these asset things. So if I come and refresh, let's view page source of our project and then search for data table. So it is here, the JavaScript. So if I press on it, you see the table has loaded. That is good. So what's remaining is this second script, okay, of the data table. All right, so I'll come back again and get this now script of the data table itself, the JS file. So let me go ahead and put it here. Okay, I just put this JS file here of the data table itself. If I come here and refresh, so it is in bottom here. Now when I click on it, it is not found. Let's see if it is actually there. Press Alt and enter. I see it is not there. Have.js.html. Alright, we can as well create it. So it is in assets JS. So you shall come to a project, you come to assets, then JS, and assets JS, then the file itself. So assets JS, and then you can create a new file and then you put it there. Then I can just come and copy the one that we have here online. I'll explain this, so I can come and view this, and then view page source. So it is this one here. So if I do like this, it is coming. So I'll go ahead and copy theirs. Then I come and paste it here. Then I come and refresh. See, it is now coming to ours as well. Now if we come and refresh our data table, what is it saying? Yeah, at least you can see the data table is being structured. Okay, the data table is being structured. However, we have a warning here. Data table, it has an Ajax issue. Okay, they're loading things asynchronously, no problem, but we can load ours manually, no problem. So let's see how we go through that. I'm going to explain everything, don't worry, I'm going to explain everything. I'm just trying to first put things together and then we come back and explain. So let's see. So we need only one data table, so this table must have an ID. Alright, so this is our data table. So it has a class data table called basic. So let's come to this JavaScript I've just downloaded. It is this one. So we have two data tables, one that is called basic, and then it is having the complex header, then grouping, and then dimension. So I can remove all these others. Click record. Alright, let's just make it simple. Let's look at the data table documentation. Just copy this. Just comment this, and then put the script ready, and then give this table an ID. I'm going to explain everything. Then come here when it's ready, initialize it. Let's see that. Right, so that one also will work for us for the starters, where someone can be able to search. Only that you need to organize it. Let me see here. Let me see the better we can do here. Let's see how good we can do this. I wanted to see if we can add a button like this one. Okay, let's see if I can cheat from here. So if length, just go and fetch Ajax. Controls. Right, I'm going to explain everything. I'm just trying to put all these together as you're watching. Then when I finish, then we'll explain everything. Alright, so I'll go ahead and put here when it is ready. So here we get our data table. Just put this one here and let's see if I can get this sorted. So to remove unnecessary things only. So remove this bracket. Let's say this is right. These are parameters, I think. Yes. So let's copy the parameters, and then we just want to pass get the parameters. So let me get this. I'm going to explain everything here, so don't worry. Okay, let me get these parameters. I'm just showing you what you go through when you're developing. So you should now be knowing that things are not simple. So I put the data tables, then I go ahead and pass this. Go ahead and remove this. I'm going to explain everything. Right. Let's refresh and see what you have. Alright, just go ahead and remove Ajax. This Ajax, you can come to it later. You can come to Ajax later. So for now, we shall be putting their data manually. However, later we shall come to Ajax. Okay. Right. So let me go ahead and remove this Ajax field. I'm going to explain everything. So let me refresh here. So there's no more warning of Ajax. However, our table is well organized. We even have add record. This export, we can remove it. Export, you can export to, you can print it. I think I'll leave the printing, and you can export to PDF. Yeah, you can leave all those ones, so you can export the data to PDF. Alright, let's just focus on the most important ones. Why is the export not working properly? We're going to answer that. Alright, so I'm going to explain everything, just watch out. Here are the columns, so you can leave also the columns. You're going to put them in there manually. Leave the columns. I'm going to explain everything. So if I come and refresh here, this export is not displaying properly. We shall handle that. So the columns, I've removed them. The control, class name, okay, I think here, class name, let's try to find this just like the way they did the other side using the class. So let's put ID, so here I just put dot instead. Alright, so let's see, refresh that. It's okay, the same way, can define by class. Okay, have control, class name control. Do you have anything called control here? Alright, let's see if we can find it also here in the HTML. Don't worry, I'm going to explain everything. So there you go. Alright, so let's get back to ours. Alright, so there you go. We have control there. Then we have order by, this searchable, responsive priority 2, target 0, render. So I can remove this. Let me try to remove this control also. Column definitions. Let me remove this control, and I'll keep things that are going to be. So everything is okay. Okay, someone saying is leaving, no problem, the video will be there. Alright, so we come to these targets. Target 1, orderable, searchable, can remove also that one, we don't need it. Let's see what we have now. I'm going to explain everything, just watch. I want to first benchmark from the template. Targets 2, searchable, not, let's remove also this one, you don't need it. So we come here to see this. This is target number 3. Let's come and refresh here. Everything is okay. They're saying target number 3. So this target number 3 is where he's putting this logic over a drop down. Let's also remove this. So I collapse it from here and I remove it. I don't need it. Just want to remove with buttons that are important. Target number 4, responsive, I don't need it. Targets number 2, this is also another button, I don't need it. I'm just going to remain with the important things, and then I'll show you how I come across, how I do the rest. So these is actions, and drop down. Alright, drop down. We can also do our actions by ourselves. Let me first put there some data. In this data table. So I'll come and search table. Let me put here some data. So I have table here, t head, have t body, and then we have there some let's assume we have only that. Let's put a single column there. Let's see what we have. Alright, so that is our simple. So this drop down, you might not make it even dynamic. We shall manually put it there. So so I come back here. This is why I put the drop down. A column, this one's for actions. Let me remove this drop down. I'm going to manually put it there. Yes, come and remove this. Actions, let me remove this action and we remove it. So if I come and refresh, action is gone. However, I've just cut it. I'm going to explain everything. I've just cut it, and let me put it here in this column. I'll explain everything. Just watch out. I'm going to explain everything. I want first have a template. So you have here, we can do some. Okay, so you come, let's see more the better, how better you can do it again. Let me come back here, see unnecessary things that you don't need in this JavaScript. The card, so let's remove order by, let's remove this one, DOM, this is the card, and then you add the button. Okay, this is the place where you add now the what, the buttons, this button here. All right, I think that's it. So if I come and I remove it, come and refresh, this button should be gone. Let's try to add it there manually. So this button is being added to as card header. Okay, so it's being added as card header. So I've cut it. I'll explain it. So I'll come on top of our card, and then paste it there. So just simply create a div, create called card, create a class of card header, and then paste there the content. Let me just get this and put the card header. All right, so let's just get all these right, let me do like this. Let me get this. Let me paste how I've copied it. I'm going to explain everything. I'm just trying to set up a template, a design that we're going to follow. Then we have a standard thing that we're going to use. So I'm going to make this one a div. Okay, so let's make it a div. So div, this is a class. Make it equal to this one. Yeah. So card header, and then after header label, so this div has to close from here. Then you have another div, okay, which has this class. All right, I'm going to explain everything. Just watch out. And then you have another div, going to have this class. Going to have another div here. Going to explain everything. Just watch, and then okay, another div here. Going to have a class, this. All right, just copy this here, another div, and then have another div here. Add another div here. Another div. Let's close them. That's fine. Let's refresh now. Button didn't appear. Just undo and see. Can retrieve it. Alright, so let's leave it there. I'm going to let me first comment this what I just copied. First comment it here. We're going to see how we can make it really better and simple. So if I refresh, our button is there. So I have this collapsing thing. I want to make this add record to be on top there. So I'll come and
Hello?
Alright, so I want just to have these buttons there. So let's see how we can remove these ones. So we have this one for the drop down of export, PDF and the rest. Okay, and then we have this one for copy. What I'm going to do, I'm going to first remove these buttons. We just focus on the logic, the main logic. Okay, so you'll have the buttons. So if I remove this, so card header, if I remove it, the header is not there. So if I put it back, be able to see our card header there. Okay, so after doing so, I'm going to come here and remove display width. Let me first remove these non-essential ones, and the length menu, let me first remove those ones. Then shall have something like that. Alright, so let me go ahead and remove expand collection buttons, class name. So I have toggle length, and then have the buttons for print, and then the button for what. Let's first read that one. Let's first remove this responsive thing, and then we should remain with just a simple thing that we need. Let me remove responsive. Yeah, that's what we have now. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we make this button to be accessible with using HTML. So let me go ahead and see and analyze that. I'll go ahead and get these buttons. So I see you have columns 2, 3, and 4. Export option, these are export button. So you have button, and then you have extend, export. So button in the collection. Alright, let's first disable the export. So I'll come and disable the export. Shall do that when I'm doing the final thing. So having that external button, the last button here, which is add, let me remove that. Let me remove this card collection, and let me also remove this. We'll find that we have removed almost everything. I'll get to do it by ourselves, no problem. So these are the classes of the button. Add new record. Just copy this. This one should be in the text, and those are the classes. Alright, so let me come here in our create button. I'll just go ahead and add the text. I'm going to explain all that text because I will want to set a basic template, and then after I'll go ahead and copy these classes and remove that button. Alright, so you'll find that you have almost from where we started. So here are the options. Let's get rid of all the options, and then we're going to explain everything step by step. Let's see if we have any other option that pilot can compose with us. So if I refresh, there you go. Alright, see if we put back all of them, see that search will be organized. All right, let's see how I fix that search. Okay, so okay, let's now have everything organized right now. Now let's organize everything. All right, yep, so let's organize everything. Let me explain everything now. It's time to explain. It's time to explain to you. All right, let me put these buttons here. Add more classes. Okay, so let me explain everything. All right, so where should I start even from? So data tables, they help us to organize or to manage our data with simplicity. So let's just say that you have 1,000 columns, and you want to make them sortable. You want to make them be able to search through them, something like that. So it might need a data table. So to use a data table, first of all, you need to import or to add the script of data table. So you can find data tables, just go ahead and search on Google and say data tables Bootstrap, or you can say data tables JS. Okay, so you'll see, just search data tables Bootstrap. The very first search result, it will be this data table, this one here. It's a very popular JavaScript library. So if you click on this data table, they'll take you to the documentation of this data table, how you can use it, how you can get started with it, etc. Okay, so for us, we want to display to get started with data table is very simple. Just create your HTML like this, put the data, and then you can do some small CSS, add the CSS of data tables, and then you go ahead and call the data tables like this one, and then by simply like that, it will initialize for you a data table. So let me show you how it is done. Let's now go ahead and do it together. This is how it is done. So we begin by adding our table, just like the normal table. Let's start want to add the table to display what we've been doing. All right. So to do so, I'll just simply come and let me remove everything. In fact, so I can begin afresh, so I can be able to understand. Let me copy this and I put this temporarily here, and let me go ahead and go to our admin. The problem I did not prepare for this, but let me go just back straight from where we started from. All right, so I'll go ahead and put there. So this is like the plain file that we began with. Okay, so first of all, we need to organize our template to see that it is in this format, for example, whereby we have the title, and then we have the body of data in there. All right, so to do so, first of all, I remember we already worked on the logic of title. We say that if you want to set a title, you have just to pass it in the header. If you still remember what we did in here on the create room category, all that you need, we just, where is it, create room category. All that you need is we just defined the page section and the page title. So let's go ahead and define those two. So I'll go ahead here in the category. I'll go ahead and on top of this, so before I import the header, I'll go ahead and define the title, page section. So page section, of course, is remaining room categories, and the title, the title is going to be room, I can say maybe categories, or maybe categories list. Okay, categories list, something like that. So if I refresh like that, you'll see that we were able to get our title there, and that. So in between here, I want to put now the I want to put the table itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the table. So to put the table, we shall just simply come and time is up, but I'll first finish this. So let's go ahead and put the table. So before I put the table, let's first see how we did this. So we had here the body. Okay, the body of what you want to display. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the same here. So we can just simply come and get our card. We can just borrow an idea from how we did this card. So here it is just a row, and then a column, and then the card, and then the card header, and then the card body. So let's copy those main things. So I'll just simply come here now. I'll come here to the list, and then come. So before this button, I'll go ahead and put these things. Okay, so there you go. So you have here the row, and then the column 12, and then after column 12 you have the card, and then you have the card title, and then you have the card body. So after doing so, I'm going to get our button list of create. I'm going to put in the card header. So if I refresh here, you'll see that we have something like this. Okay, so here I'm going to put our instead maybe of putting this title, I can just simply put here our button of our link of creating new category. And say maybe create new category. However, you can go ahead and put the other side. So if I refresh, you'll see create new category. So I can just simply say create new category. Alright, so let's have that one there. So there you go. So we have our create new category there. After doing so, we go ahead and now put the table inside here. We go ahead and put the table in here. So let's first determine what we want to display. We're going to display the category name, template, the photo, and then the category detail, and then the action. However, we can skip this category detail, but you can put it if you want to. So let me go ahead and refresh. So see, we'll have something like that. The category name, the template, then the what, and then the actions. Okay, so this is very simple. It is just a Bootstrap card, and then it has these classes. Okay, and then you give this one maybe an ID of what, of an ID of maybe category tables. Okay, something like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the list of category tables, and then display them here. So to get the list of category tables, I can just simply come here on top here, and then say room categories, and then I make it to be an empty array by default. Then I come here to our functions. Remember, in our functions we already have a function that can get for us a list of a table. Okay, so let's go ahead and see db select. This is db select. You see, you have this db select whereby we pass the where and then the field that we want to. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we just go ahead and say room categories equals db select, and then we open. So we say room categories. So if you pass room categories only, it will get for us the rooms that you want. Okay, so if I go ahead and just simply say so you see, just pass the table name and do this db select. Remember, this db select is a function that we did some time back. Okay, so and then if I go ahead and just simply say echo, and then I put a pre tag, and then I do some printer, and then I dump those room categories, and I close this. So you'll see that we shall be able to get the room categories, which are these one here. Okay, these are the room categories. So let me cut one, and we see how we display it. For example, let me cut this one, and I come here, I remove this. Okay, just put this one here, and then you see how I'm going to display them. So I'm going to come here now in the body, in this body section. I'm going to remove this tr. Okay, in this body section I'll go ahead and remove the tr, and then go ahead and do some PHP loop. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do some PHP for each. So let me explain this. You just simply say open the PHP tag, and then say for each, and then put the room categories as room category, then you put this colon, and then here you come and say end for each. First do these two things, this one, and then you come and end it here. So in between here, so looping through the categories, so we go ahead and say the name, and then you put the template. You know, that's how we saved the name template, and we go ahead and put the photo. So the photo is in uploads, and then we get the photo from this category, and then this is just displaying an img. Just say img, and then go ahead and put the uploads, and then put the photo name, I mean the photo link. This is the src, and then put alternative, which is the name of the photo of the category, and then go ahead and say give it a class of img thumbnail, and then give it a width of 100. So by doing so, we shall have that one. So in the details section, you can put the details if you want to. If you don't want, you can hide them. And then here we're going to have the link, the actions. We're going to have an edit, which is going to be room.edit. So this is just a link with a button of edit, and this is just a link, the button of what, of deleting. So we shall modify those buttons, but for now let's keep it like that. So if I come and refresh right now, you'll see that I'm able to access my rooms. I'm having the room, and I'm having the room name, the thumbnail is already there, and then you have here the edit and delete button. Okay, you see that, I hope. That is it. So what you need to do now is to initialize the data tables. Okay, is to initialize the data tables, so that we can be able to search it, something like that. So to initialize the data tables, first of all, you need to put the data tables class. So the data tables class, a file. You can either import this CDN. Okay, you can either import this CDN, or you can download and then import it. So to import the CDN, you just say just copy this, just like the way you see it here in HTML, in this section of HTML. Just go ahead and copy this CDN like this. So I can just simply copy it, or you can just simply click on it and download it. Okay, you can click on it and download this file, or you can just use it as it is still online there. Okay, so you can just simply come here and say, so come here after the footer, and then say maybe CDN of data tables. It is this one. Okay, so go ahead and say script. So go ahead and say script. Alright, so just go ahead and say script, and then put src, and then you put that CDN like this. Okay, so you can do that. You can go ahead and add the data table CDN. After adding the data table CDN, then you go ahead and put the script, and get the document when it is ready. This is how you get it, and then you initialize the data tables like this. I'm going to explain it better. So let me come and refresh here. If I refresh, you'll see that we have our data table there initialized. However, I already have given you the data tables in the template that I shared with you, so you can just simply add the data tables by using this. Okay, script that I share with you. So just go ahead and put this there. Okay, so this line, you can search it in the template, you'll find it there. Okay, so I'm just importing this Bootstrap 5 template, and then from the one that I have on my local, and then go ahead and have the data tables there. You see, so I'm able, with these data tables, I can be able to search. You see, I'm able to search. Okay, so after doing so, then you just open another script and say when the document, put this $sign, say when the document is ready, and then you go ahead and say this data table, and then put data table like this one. However, this script you can also add its CSS. The data also has its own CSS. So let's go ahead and see the CSS. If you come to the documentation of data tables CSS, come to the data tables. Where is it? I think it's here. Yeah. So this is the data tables documentation. Then come to its CSS. Problem in the Bootstrap 5. Let's go to the data tables, the normal data tables of Bootstrap 4. Alright, so let's come here to CSS. So you can import these CSS of data tables. Alright, just go ahead and click on this one. Let's see if we have it. Data tables CSS. I see having here data tables Bootstrap 5 CSS. This one here. Just save it as .css. So we can use this one. This one is corrupted. This one is corrupted. I can just remove all these. Or you can use the one online. I see it is Bootstrap 5 CSS, and it is already there. You can use the one online. I can use this one offline. You can download the one that you have online and then put it offline. So there is a CSS. So you can come and copy this CSS and come to your project, come to CSS, and then come to assets, CSS. Then let's add there. Hope that's the one that you have. Why do you have only one CSS by others? Vendor CSS, front CSS. Let's see if I have the one for data tables. I see it, so you can just simply see you have a lot of, okay, see it is here. I have JS, you have CSS. Okay, see it is here, it's already there. It's already there. Okay, this one here, Shift S. So you look at its path. It is assets, vendor, libs, Bootstrap 5. So just like it is just like this one, but for the other one it is just .css. I hope so. .css we shall put on top there. Just go ahead and put here